Welcome to the Say I Do Chapel podcast. I'm Diana, and this is
June.
We're glad that you're back here with us again. We had a fabulous week last week.
Extremely.
Yeah. It was kind of like
yeah.
gift week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
We had someone swing by and bring us lunch from the Great Greek, one of our favorite places downtown.
Monday.
Yeah, Chico. So Thank you, hubby and wifey, Chico. Thank you for that. We really, really appreciate that. That was such a nice surprise. And then Pastor Pete came by, dropped off a little gift. Our address outside is 628. And on 628, he came by with a cute little snow globe.
I'm actually gonna.
He's gonna bring it and show it. And it
it's
has
actually pretty neat.
Has a little light, little champagne.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat actually.
And that's a magnet on the front. I don't know if you realize that. That's a magnet. It's kind of cute.
It comes off?
Comes off. Yes, it does.
Oh, it does.
Isn't that clever?
Okay.
So thank you to Elegant Weddings and Pastor Pete for that lovely gift. And then, speaking of gifts, okay, here's our third little gift for the week. We have been in contact with a bride. Actually, June first spoke to her, and then I kind of got in after a month and a half. About a month and a half?
Yeah, late May, early June, something like that.
Today was her wedding day, and how sweet of her to think of us on her wedding day. Her fiance at the time, who is now her husband, actually proposed to her at the Biltmore winery
in North Carolina,
in North Carolina, yeah. And they brought us this little gift.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's like a little wine bottle. It's so cute.
I haven't tried their wine, so I can't talk about it, but I'll give them a try for sure.
And it's a cute little, not just a wine bottle. It's
a magnet and a bottle opener. So you can stick it on the refrigerator or something.
Thank you, Fabiola. That was so nice
of
you.
We'll keep it here since we need another opener anyway.
That's right. We always need an opener.
Appreciate it. We love it.
At the rate that we drink wine, we always need an opener. Did I say that? Yeah, I think I did. Speaking of opener, it is open. Shall we?
Yeah, we opened it, half an hour, 45 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Because it's pretty heavy on the red. It's a Cabernet from Heights, one of my favorite and perhaps the best winery in Napa.
Established in 1961.
And if you give me a bottle of Heights and a bottle of Opus, I probably choose bottle of Heights. That's how good they are.
Well.
Yeah.
I would probably say Opus because my husband and I shared a wonderful bottle of Opus.
Oh, look at that
when
color.
we first started dating. And we really do enjoy Opus.
I'm going to do a small pour first.
Okay.
So we don't fall over.
That sounds good. So thank you, June.
Absolutely.
And
cheers.
A little cheers there. Cheers to our friends. Cheers to the people on the big bus in Las Vegas.
Oh my goodness, it's raining.
It's
pouring.
The wetter the day, they say, the tighter the knot. They're all moving around on the bus, but they were looking in our window.
Yeah.
Well, that is quite nice. I'm going to have June talk a little bit more about the wine, and then we'll come back to Fabiola because I really want to talk about how sweet it was serving them today and finally meeting them.
This wine is their entry level.
Okay.
Not an entry level price, unfortunately. 2019 Cabernet from Heights, straight up Napa, not Martha's, not Trailside, just a straight up Napa, which is their most entry level you can get. Okay. It's priced around $80 to $90.
Okay.
Depending on where you get from. So not the cheapest one, but at Napa Valley's current, whatchamacallit, average price for a bottle, it's definitely on the
lower side.
I will say lower side because
Napa.
Yeah, Napa Valley wine, you're looking give or take $100 a bottle for a guaranteed quality. That's the thing. There is a lot of Napa Valley wine that I personally hate. Hate is a strong word, but I do. For not because it's a bad wine, it's because what they charge for what they make.
Ah, okay.
They're just piggybacking off of their name, their region.
Gotcha.
And they get a little lazy on the winemaking. They take shortcuts.
So in other words, they become a little more corporate, kind of. In a way,
absolutely.
Like...
Napa Valley is extremely being corporatized, like in a really bad way.
Let's just say, right.
Robert Mondavi is the greatest example.
Okay.
It was family owned. It was sold off to Constellation. They're upper end, they're high end, so their reserve line, they're still probably one of the great wine in Napa.
I thought you said Constellation. I was saying like, oh, like the prices are
No,
way
no,
up there in the stars.
well, it's becoming that way too, but that's the name of the company.
Yeah.
But then their entry level wines are very, I call it questionable.
Okay.
For what they're charging, but that was back in between 2015 through about 2022. Recently, they changed their winemaking style. They're changing a lot of their philosophy back to the old ways.
Oh, you know how they say back to basics,
Yep,
probably the best?
they're going back, and I'm personally very happy to see that change.
Oh, that's
That they're
exciting.
changing their route back to making good wines, not just about money.
It's wonderful.
And then I think they're headed to the right direction, that for sure.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's
And
why, yeah.
I feel like seems to be a lot of conversation lately in that way that people are just being nickel and dimed in certain ways. And interesting that it's happening also in the wine industry. It's happening probably pretty much all over.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I feel so proud that what we're doing here is just the opposite of that. Really, really staying in touch with the consumer, with our community, with our heart and how we feel. We want to love what we're doing, and we want to be able to serve people. And I'm certain that they finally got to that realization and said, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And they have this name, obviously, these companies have these names, these traditional names.
Big names. I mean, Robert Mondavi was.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you can't ruin that. It's the same with the hotels here. Don't ruin the name, you know.
Yeah.
Let's make things the way that they should be and be honest.
I mean, Heights took a different route. So Heights happened just a little later in terms of time scale.
Okay.
But Heights was bought off from the family as well. Corporation bought it. However, the corporate bought it for the revenue, for funding and all that stuff, but they left the winemaking alone. For us drinkers, that's the best case scenario.
Sure.
We don't want wine to change.
Of course.
We're going back. We're buying these bottles because we like their style.
The basics.
Yep.
We love
And
the
then
basics, right?
Don't touch the darn wine.
Right.
And then that's what they did.
Real honest winemaking.
And then, I mean, unfortunately, their price has gone up a little bit, quite a bit actually.
Right.
Since, however, I also feel like their lower end stuff, like this wine particularly, their quality went up drastically as well.
Right.
So when I compare like 2013, 14 Napa versus the 18, 19, the recent stuff, yeah, the quality definitely went up by huge margin.
Interesting.
Yeah, huge margin. And then obviously their flagship wine, that's what they're known for, is their Martha's Vineyards Cabernet.
Okay.
It's literally right next to Opus 1's Screaming Eagle's Vineyard.
Screaming Eagle.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about that wine. You know, that's we call it the cult wine, you know, $7,000, $8,000 a bottle.
Wow.
Yep.
That's probably why I didn't know anything about it. You know, I have $2.98 to my bank account, you know.
I didn't have Screaming Eagle. There's another one, there's like a couple stars, I can't remember the name of it. I had like a 1 ounce pour of it.
How was it?
I'm like...
Was it really that impressive?
No, I have to give them this. Wine's great.
Right.
There's no doubt on that. Wine is great.
Okay.
But for that amount of price, I'd rather get a whole case of Opus.
Yeah.
Instead of just one bottle, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
That makes
I mean,
total
if it was a Burgundy, then I'm like, my priorities are a little different with Burgundies. But for Napa wines, when Opus, Heights, Nickel, Farniente, wineries like that, when you have a guaranteed experience,
sure,
I'd rather go that route.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
I feel like with Napa, I've been to enough places. I've seen enough winemaking. I've seen a lot of it, and then I feel like I kind of know what I like.
Yeah.
And then if you or a couple of my friends ask me, I'm going to recommend what I like, but I also going to recommend based on what their palate is.
Yeah.
Because what I like, that's the thing. Wine, this is the kind of great thing about wine, is very subjective. What I like and love, you might hate.
That makes sense.
And vice versa. I have no problem with that. My job and my goal is to just guide whoever I'm talking to just to have
Educate them.
educate them, and
Yeah.
just have a good experience. That's all.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's no. I don't. I'm not some other wine psalms who like this is the greatest stuff, so you have to have it and you must like it. And if you don't like it, you're whatever.
That's a little too wine snobby for me.
That culture exists.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
it's
not that.
unfortunate.
I'm
Yeah.
very open.
Yeah.
I know that wine's not going to give me experience, but if you give me one, I'll still drink it.
Yeah. There you go.
But I'm not going to have more than a glass. I'm going to drink out of a respect, but I'm not going to have more than a glass.
And the reason why he went with the red is because it is 4th of July
Yep.
weekend. So we started with the red. We'll go into the white. And obviously, we're already sitting in the blue chairs. So we're on our way.
If our liver allows us.
I don't know about your liver. Mine's okay. My liver's rather happy.
Yeah. But this is pretty as American as it gets.
Well, it is quite nice. I will say
It's
that.
very nice. And then
Smooth, easy.
Yeah, and then because it's raining outside, it's a perfect kind of mood for it. Because I feel like if we drank Chardonnay, I feel like it will be too light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, let's do some red. We haven't had red in a while.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
So.
quite good. And going back to our story with Fabiola. So we met about a month and a half ago
Yep.
online, basically, through her booking, getting everything ready for her wedding. And
She saw us on the podcast.
Yes, she saw our
loved it.
podcast, which was so cute.
Yeah.
And she'd been following us, so she kind of felt like she already knew us a little bit. So hence the lovely little gift as well. And then when she comes in today, we were having a good little laugh because she said she's watching, she decides to watch a movie on the airplane. And she decides to watch this movie, and I guess there was quite a bit of
R-rated.
nudity.
Yep.
And she's kind of embarrassed because she's sitting there watching this movie. Then all of a sudden,
She's skipping through it.
her fiance
Yeah.
at the time says she starts making noises and she's smacking him or something,
Elbow.
right? And look. And he's like, what am I looking at? She's watching the movie Anora. Now, we probably haven't really said much about that, but I did happen to be the minister in the movie Anora. And so she was watching that, and he doesn't know what she's talking about. And then she finally says, this is our minister, Diana, that we're going to be meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, she's in this movie. She had no clue. It was the cutest thing. Then she also hired her own photographer, someone she'd been communicating with as well, and brought her own photographer in. And her own photographer had a funny story. She said she'd been going to some other place where had been working at the time. She says for about a year, had never seen me, had never met me. The night before she had watched the movie Anora, she comes to the chapel,
yeah.
and who's there? Me.
Yeah.
And she goes, I just saw you in a movie. And we had a really good laugh. So funny that they too would
Yeah.
have had a funny little story.
Meant to be.
Haven't seen the movie myself personally. I just don't want to see my.
I only saw the 2-minute clip at the end just to see where you were at.
Yeah, I just didn't want to
Yeah.
see myself on. I mean, I did get my Oscar
Oh, the little.
in the mail. I'm kidding.
It won 5 Oscars.
yeah.
In case our viewers don't know. Yeah.
So yeah, we did.
Wow,
did
it's
watch
getting
the
really
Oscars
chilly.
For that. That
It's
was fun.
pouring outside.
It really is pouring.
Yeah.
But kind of
I
nice.
wish I can just turn the
nice
camera around
intro
and
to
show.
4th of
Yeah.
July. I kind of like that.
What was the term? Something tighter than knot?
Oh, the wetter the day, the
Okay.
tighter the knot.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think-
soaking wet.
Yeah, I think I used that on one of our Instagram reel like while back. One of the first
Oh,
few.
that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
With that music.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's such one of my favorite ones.
And then I kind of did the same thing and
Check out our Instagram.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. And then here we are again. I never thought it would rain this much in July.
Here we
Yeah.
are. We get the monsoons because we're out in the desert. It's kind of
I'm
neat.
just not looking for 410s. I'll take this any day.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's so funny. What else have we got? Can talk a little more about this wine? Maybe we should pour a little more?
Why
you might
not?
hear the thunder.
It's-
There's a little thunder
yeah.
too.
Yeah, why not? Let's drink some more.
This is
My
great.
first experience with Heights
Yes,
was at a restaurant. You know which one it is.
I do.
Oh, hang on a second. I'm gonna move away from the camera real quick.
He just got a little on his finger there.
Yep.
It'll look like he's bleeding or something.
We were at Robuchon I think that was our very
Which
first.
is at, tell our friends where that is.
Joe Robuchon was a 3-star Michelin star.
Restaurant.
Restaurant was created by Robuchon himself, the legend.
The late.
He's the basically who made modern French dining what it is today.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's like basically, I wouldn't say Gordon Ramsay, because Ramsay, he has his stuff.
Different style.
Yeah.
Totally.
But what difference is Ramsay?
I have to be honest,
Yeah.
There's no comparison.
There isn't.
It's completely different.
It's a complete different scale. Yeah.
French dining
Yeah.
No, anywho. But nothing wrong with Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. I mean,
Fabulous food
I
on
like
its own
Hell's
level.
Kitchen. Yeah, I like
on its own level. But this is
another tier.
Yeah, like someplace you're going to go once in a lifetime, and probably we could never. We'd have to probably take out a mortgage just to be able to go again. It's so expensive. But we did have that opportunity of going, and let me tell you, they have a bread.
Oh, you love their bread.
I want to say a bread cart, okay? And then
It's
they
like
have this dome. This dome of butter that is about this big.
They import
with
it,
sea salt, imported butter, and it's in a cloche. It is just every bread on there. You can choose your breads. They have all kinds of different breads. What's that? Comte cheese? Is that the one?
Comte cheese.
Comte cheese. Oh my gosh,
my
bread
friend
is
loves
the
that one too.
best.
Yeah.
They have some with bacon. They have just like little croissant.
Yeah.
The best bread ever.
Saffron
I
bread,
felt like I was, not that I've been to Germany, but I hear, or I've been, the Danish always talk about their bread too, being so great. I am telling you, I would go back just for the bread. I don't have to have the other courses. Just take me into the bread. And then their cute little desserts, little ladybugs and things.
Oh, yeah.
The most beautiful desserts I've ever seen.
I'm glad.
The confectioner, just fabulous.
Yeah, and I'm glad we got to meet. Well, I got to meet both chefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Jen and I have been lucky enough every time when we do fine dining experience, we were lucky enough to meet head chefs. Like when we went to French Laundry in Napa, out of nowhere, there he is, Thomas Keller himself.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it was fabulous. And then, so yeah, that's when I first approached this exact wine, just 2016. And then that's why I was like, wait a minute, for Napa, this is very mellow.
Yeah.
Because Napa's very big and punchy, right?
Yes.
That you kind of have to have it with like a steak, something. But
yes.
I feel like Heights Red, I can always have it on its own, and I have no problem. Just a lot more mellower. And then that's when the following year, that's when I decided, since we're going Napa, let's check out Heights.
Right.
And then I went to
I
went to their vineyard, I went to the winery, checking out all the good stuff, and then it was like, oh my goodness, 5-6 different glass of each one of their wine.
Woo!
Yep. You need at least a couple hours after that one before you start driving or anything.
So good.
I had their Martha's. In all honesty, I felt like.
Please tell me. In all honesty, I've got the microphone out. Please tell me.
I felt like their highest end Martha's Vineyard didn't perform well.
Oh.
As much as I thought it would. Maybe my expectation was too high. But
that happens sometimes, right?
Mid-tier, it's called a trailside, which is like a bottom of the mountain, kind of. It's within the mountains, hence the name trailside.
May mean down the trail, yeah.
That wine, that was kind of that's kind of like their middle upper tier.
Okay.
That one blew my mind.
Really?
Yeah, that one completely blew my mind.
Well, we've yet to take a trip to Napa, husband and I, but that's going to be a minute until we can do that because we've
there's
just
a lot
opened.
of wineries. There's a lot of wineries we got to go, and hopefully end of the year.
Yeah.
When December's usually slower.
December might be the time for us.
We'll
you know what? You asked me something earlier today, and by the way, my anniversary is tomorrow on 4th of July. I'll be married 18 years, and I do have a story to tell, which I've never ever really actually, well, maybe just close friends and family might know a little bit of the story. But my husband and I's first date, he decides he used to be a chef, and he was going to cook for me. he went ahead and he prepped everything, I guess, at his house, which I didn't know any of that. But before he came over, he's got everything prepped. So everything's cut up, everything's prepped, everything's ready. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm single. I don't have good knives. I have horrible pots and pans. What am I going to do? What does a girl do? She runs to Costco, right? I run to Costco. I buy brand new pots and pans.
Just for him.
I buy Henkel's Nice, the best, right? I buy Henkel's Nice. I get everything home. I'm in a hurry, washing everything. I put everything away. It's all in the cabinet. I put everything. When he gets there now, I'm running behind, so I'm not ready. I'm not totally dressed and ready when he shows up at the house, but he still has to cook. So as he arrives, I say, come on in. Let me show you to the kitchen. Sorry, I'm not dressed. I still need to get dressed, but just give me a minute. He comes in the house. Of course, I'm like, oh, he's so cute. I go ahead and I show him the kitchen really quick, and I just open cabinets, make yourself at home, do your thing. And I do tend to be a little bit of an airhead sometimes, and I hope I'm not offending anyone when I say that word airhead, but I can be. As I come back after changing, dressing, I'm ready to go. I can smell food. It smells so good. I'm leaning into the one of the little bar across from where he's cooking in the kitchen, and I say to him, "Oh, you brought your own pots and pans?" And he looks at me like I'm crazy, and he goes, "What?" And then I remembered, oh, those are my pots and pans. I didn't recognize them because I just bought them. Oh my gosh. And I said, oh, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
And that was one of the funnier stories of ours because I kind of forgot that I had just bought the pots and pans. So no, he didn't bring his pots and pans, but the dinner was delicious.
What do you made? Do you remember?
The soup was a leek soup. He did the tomato butter for the what's the beef he does at Christmas?
Christmas.
You came over. It's not a fillet. It's
sirloin.
No, come on. Tenderloin. Thank you, babe. Beef tenderloin. The best.
Isn't tenderloin fillet?
Well, I mean, I guess, but I just wanted to call
The
it
proper
out.
term.
I wanted
Okay.
to, I wanted to say it right. So it was the beef tenderloin. It was amazing. But yeah, that was kind of our story. There's a little more to that story, but I can't tell that part because it's kind of private. But it was really a great, great dinner. And just, from there on, we just kind of fell in love. And we got married in a chapel and did our thing. And
Vegas, right?
yeah, we sure did. We bought a house and
Rest is history.
it's been history, and it's been so good.
Well, speaking of July 4th, this is my first July 4th as an American.
Hang on. I am so proud of you. He is originally born in Korea, as you know, some of you that tuned in before. So this is his first 4th of July here with us as a citizen.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
June.
Yeah.
Let me hand over the flag.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I love that.
I have one that says...
Did you get one the day of your signing in, your swearing in?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so... I love this.
In all honesty, I was a little underwhelmed. It wasn't made the best.
Oh, the flag wasn't.
The flag wasn't? Yeah.
Oh, I hope it was made in the USA.
No, that's the first thing I checked. At least it was.
Okay,
When I checked the barcodes, I made, at least they...
Okay, all right, okay.
Imagine you get an American flag that says made in China or something.
Oh, goodness, China. That's all right.
But imagine.
Not that things are, I'm just saying. Congrats.
Thank you.
And welcome. And as you can see, I have my
It was a
lace
long
cup
journey,
here.
but though it was
We did it.
It was worth it, yeah.
Here you are,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then let's see, what else we have? Oh, I know, I've got a great story for you.
What you got?
Okay. Once again, I don't name chapels because I've worked all over the city. I didn't find this story out till months later. I had no clue it was happening.
Oh, okay.
So there was a couple that came in at another chapel years ago. And a coordinator, usually the person that greets you, says hello, had asked for the rings. And they received the rings. I guess while I'm inside meeting the bride and the groom, and I'm speaking to them prior to the ceremony. You have like a pre-ceremony meeting where you're kind of giving them information as to where they're going to stand, you know, not to look at the photographer, how to place the rings on each other, that sort of thing. Just a couple of the basics, letting them know also that you're going to be guiding them through the ceremony so that they're not nervous. That's something that we do.
Yep.
And I guess the coordinator dropped the ring, the groom's ring, and it was just encrusted in diamonds. She was just in awe of this beautiful gentleman's ring. Apparently, she dropped the ring. And one of the diamonds fell out.
Oh.
Yeah. Next thing you know, she's called. Photographer, videographer are out there, and everyone's on the floor. I'm not there, but I'm imagining it. They're on the floor. They're looking for this diamond. They're like, where is this diamond? Oh my gosh, where is the diamond? She is losing her mind. Everyone's losing their mind. They find the diamond.
Oh, thank God.
She didn't work there long, I will say that too.
Okay.
I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know the story till many months later. Apparently because she didn't know what to do, she went and got the crazy glue from the drawer.
Okay.
And she glued the diamond back in.
Ooh.
Didn't say anything and just put the ring back out.
But that will fall
And
eventually.
eventually it probably will. And unbeknownst to me, we did the ceremony. I find out several months later, and I'm saying, why didn't anyone tell me? Are you kidding me? That actually happened. Well, she doesn't work here anymore. Well, there's probably a reason she doesn't work here anymore. I was blown away that actually happened.
That's a lot
Crazy story, right?
A lot of liability issue there.
No kidding,
Yeah.
right? I can't even imagine what that would have been like. That's probably, who do you
crazy-
think that could be calling me right now, my phone?
Probably
More than
my
likely.
wife. I feel like it's my
Every time
wife.
my phone rings and we're in the middle of a ceremony or recording, it's usually June's wife.
Yeah.
So we're just going to let it ring.
Yep.
And so as we ring in the 4th of July and have another sip of this
Yeah.
lovely
This is delicious wine. Yeah. I don't know if you get it. I don't know if you get that wet gravel undertone. Get that stony.
I most definitely
And then
do.
at the very end, you get the nice black fruit, dark
Little
fruit. Yeah.
punch.
Yes.
And a little baby punch.
That concentration
Yes.
of the grape.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
That is just.
It's really,
That's an
really nice.
epitome of a great Cabernet right there.
Yeah. 2019 Heights Cellar Cabernet Sauvignon, Napa Valley. Highly recommended.
So,
If you're having a special dinner,
Oh, heck
4th
yeah.
of July, even if it's just burgers, I would be pulling this out in a big way.
I
It is
think
delicious.
you have quite a bit of these because this is your husband's favorite.
He knows everything
Yeah.
that's in my cellar. Such a shame. Go ahead.
I need to make my cellar bigger because you've seen
Go
it.
ahead. He has no room.
I have 2 cellars at home.
2.
Yeah, not just one.
And he's ready to build one in the home.
Yeah, and then
Because he has so much wine.
yeah, with the 2, we'll probably have 350, almost 400 bottles altogether.
Dun, 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 this guy over here.
And then I still have a box in the styrofoam that's full of another cases of
not put
12
away
bottles.
yet?
Yeah. I just keep it in there because I don't want to warm up since it's hotter in the summer. So
Sure.
I just keep it in there.
Oh, my goodness.
So I can't wait until I can put some kind of like a custom under the stair, like a custom wine cellar.
Yeah,
kinda.
he's going to do a custom wine cellar. That sounds like
That'd
really
be cool.
though. I think it's,
Yeah.
and you know what, like Dave was saying, my husband, it'll really add value to
Oh,
your
yeah,
home.
definitely value to it. Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine buying a home and they tell you, oh, by the way, underneath the stairwell,
There's
your
a
own
wine
private
cellar.
wine cellar.
But
You're like,
yeah,
sold!
before that, I have to do what Jenna wants to do first.
Which is,
So during COVID,
okay,
we changed our entire first floor. Well, not entire, half of the first floor, so our living room and then hallway and all that, to wood floor.
oh, right,
It was a carpet before.
right.
Disgusting. Nobody likes carpet.
Nobody likes carpet.
Yeah. So during COVID, we were closed. Nobody has anything going on for like practically 3 months.
Right.
So I'm like, why don't we just do some home improvement? Tear out the carpet out, put the wood floor in. Oh my goodness, that's the best thing we ever done.
Wow.
Especially since we have Husky.
She's the cutest thing ever, but go
She's a
ahead.
brat, but
And because he's a
Yeah.
photographer, her name is Nikon. Go ahead. That's all he shoots with.
I'll go for the story on that
Okay.
one later. So we put the wood floor on. That's probably best thing, and now she wants that upstairs.
Oh, I can't say I blame her.
I can't blame her either.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Yeah,
So we'll probably have to do that first,
sure.
and then I can do what I want, hopefully.
Get your cellar in. But you know what? Once you get that, though, what about your dining room, though? Do you don't think she'll hit you up for the dining room first? Just be prepared. Hi, Jen.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. Get what she wants, and then I get what I want, and then we can go back at it.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That works.
That's how we keep our marriage strong, right?
I love it. Yeah, it's called compromise, right?
Exactly.
Peaks and valleys in that marriage, up
Yep.
and down all the time.
Yeah. But I feel like any couple, married or not,
Right?
who went through COVID together, that COVID year should count as 10 years.
You're adding on 10 years?
You should.
My goodness.
Because
I feel so
no,
old.
there's so much.
don't really.
There's so much both
Yeah.
divorce and new marriage rate right after
Oh,
COVID.
I'm going to say the opposite because I saw way more marriages.
Way more. Well, because they learned.
People were having to kind of hide
Yeah.
out together and you couldn't go out to places.
Yeah.
So you said, you want to come over to my place? Or they said, you want to come over to my place? And that's kind of what they did. And then they never went home. And next thing
Yeah.
you know, you're meeting them at the chapel.
And they're getting
They're
married.
going to the chapel. And there you are,
Yeah.
getting them married.
Yeah, it's
right?
probably, yeah. That's why COVID should count as 10.
No.
As a couple, if you
No.
went through COVID together, you guys are set for life.
Well, that is true, though. I do believe that. Yeah, we had so many people, and so many people were saying that back then too, that it was so much easier because everything was shut down in different areas, different states. That
Yeah.
it was easier
For them to travel here.
come
Yeah.
here in one
To get
day, get married, and
then
go
go
back
back.
home to
Yeah.
New Jersey, New
Yeah.
York, Massachusetts, Maryland, Rhode
I mean,
Island.
even the state is true for
Yeah.
a lot of states.
Right.
Because, like, there's no, like, chapel culture in another city.
Right, and you know what I love about that, though, honestly? I love the fact that you can come in and just have your own private moment with your person as opposed to this big, huge, because I hear that's going out, the big weddings now.
Elopement is the
It's
thing.
more
yeah.
about elopements and micro weddings,
Micro-wedding,
which is
yeah.
50 or more people, right?
No, 20 and less, right?
Micros 50 and more.
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
There's a number
elopements,
set?
us,
Oh, okay. I always thought it was
20
20
and
and
less,
under.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just think it's much more meaningful to be standing before your person and you can be vulnerable. I mean, fellas, you can cry. It's okay. No one else is here.
But us.
And be yourself because you're here with your person. I just feel like those ceremonies are much more touching and special. And that is what everyone is starting to kind of revert towards, kind of
I
go
feel like,
towards.
based on what I've been witnessing,
Yeah,
you don't have to deal with logistics.
right.
When it's just two and maybe like just the parents or just the friends or just your brother, sister, whoever.
Right.
Just that under 5 group, right? That you don't have to make that big giant reservation for restaurant.
Right. Which is difficult to do
Yeah,
sometimes.
if you're a group of 5 and under, you can just walk in and you'll likely get seated. Not much of a
And
problem.
for those of you on those wedding websites, I see it all the time. Hey, we've got a party of 25. Because when you say you're getting married in Vegas, everyone wants to come.
Oh yeah.
Right?
But then it becomes more than just going to your wedding.
Right.
Yeah, especially for those who are single.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So.
But yeah, I mean, Vegas is the adult playground.
I grew up here. My high school and afterwards
10
here.
years, yeah.
I feel like until you turn 21, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, well, that's true.
All you can go is Red Rock and Mount Trussell and hike. That's it.
Yeah, that is true.
You can't go to any casinos.
Well, now they've got so much more, though, now with Area 15.
What was it called? Yeah. Like an experience, yeah.
Yeah, like
But
those kinds of things. They've got a lot of those little pop-up little
No, I
places
still feel
you
like
can go.
there isn't-
Escape rooms.
But there isn't a variety.
I don't think there's enough. I agree with
You
that.
think? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a variety that you can do without spending a lot of money. I think
I
that's
liked
another
the
part.
rumor of, hey, Disneyland was coming here.
It was.
There was a rumor.
Well, we heard the whole Hollywood thing.
Yeah, I
that
don't
kinda
know. But
died
I will
down a
tell you
bit.
what. My dad used to say years ago, Las Vegas and LA, they're going to eventually become
Similar.
synonymous. It's going to be like right there.
We're getting
gonna
there.
be so
I mean,
easy,
our
and we are
traffic's
getting there.
our traffic's
It's
practically
starting
there.
to turn into something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But yeah, it's exciting.
I hope they build some kind of train or something so it goes.
Well, apparently they've been building
Wait.
this train for years.
Hasn't been like decades.
Anywho, let's not
Anyhow.
even get onto that. Let's not jump onto that train. At any
Love
rate,
it.
we just want to say, yes,
Yeah. Thank you to all of our guests, couples.
Fabiola, Checo, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts, Pastor Pete at Elegant Weddings. Just thank you. It has been an extraordinary
Week and month.
week and month,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah. It was.
And we just had our first real solid month, and
Yeah.
we were really busy. And we look forward to serving you. And if you're coming to Las Vegas, even if you're not getting married, swing in. We've got a big red door, which we love. Swing in, say hello.
Yeah.
Cheers
Sure.
to love
Wedding.
and chapel.